Notice how the camera was over there today and not over there? Yeah. No more Japan storyline, no more Saigon storyline. Today is Europe's day. All the storylines today are going to be in Europe, except for maybe one. I don't remember. But yeah, let's begin. Ooh, y'all just saw a sneak peek. So yeah, first things first. I've been putting this off for way too long. Moscow, as you saw just a second ago, they looked a little bit different because they're actually going to be expanding. And basically, I've wanted these guys to expand for a really long time now. Like, I wanted them to go east and keep going east. I forgot to make them do that. So now today they're finally doing that, and that's basically all we're gonna do with them today. I think Europe at the moment, except for the south, because that's where a lot of people lived. Except for the south, Europe basically is just a bunch of small storylines spread out, which is not a good thing. That's not what I wanted for Europe. I wanted Europe to be peak. It's kind of not peak. And basically today we're gonna be simplifying Europe a little bit because I think the Europe storylines have been frozen for way too long, and today a lot of different stuff is happening. Firstly, these guys, they're actually gonna start scaling up their military a lot, which is gonna scare these pink guys who are literally just a small little sliver. So they're actually gonna agree to get annexed by the South. And now two French countries share a border with each other. They aren't hostile to each other yet, but I think they honestly might start becoming hostile very soon because now it's starting to turn into more of like control. Because who else are they gonna beef with, bro? The red team? That's not happening. The red team's already scared of there even being four countries in France. Do you think how scared they're gonna be when soon these two stop existing? And that's exactly what's gonna happen today. Actually, these guys basically are gonna launch an invasion of these guys and these guys, but first these guys. And they're gonna launch this invasion because they're gonna say that these guys don't have enough French culture in them to be considered an actual French country. And I'm going to show you why that culture aspect really matters right now. Now, this isn't propaganda to just fuel the war. This is what these guys actually believe. And I'm going to show you what that matters because eventually they're going to obviously take this over. It's a really small country. But instead of annexing it, they are going to declare that since it's not French enough, it just doesn't deserve to exist. That's gone. That's just not a part of the map anymore. It's over. That entire country erased. Now, this is a strategy we haven't really seen before. And basically, this is they take the people, they take the money, and then they burn the entire all the cities to the ground. And that's something no country really does that much in the series, but I guess it's starting to happen now. And they basically did that because they don't find there's no use for that land. Like, if I'm being honest, they're kind of right. They're kind of right. It's not really French enough to be a part of their ultra nationalist country, and there's no other groups living in it. It's just a bunch of people, probably from the red team, who got brought over and now lost touch to the red team because red team French hostilities back in the day. But yeah. So that's that. That's just gone, and these guys are gonna get really scared. So they're gonna sign an ultimatum that's going to basically give these guys all of this land, but then these guys are just going to invade anyways. And this invasion is going to be a little bit more difficult because the red team is going to get slightly involved. They're going to start supporting these guys, but it's honestly not going to be enough because a large chunk of the country falls, and then following that, people start protesting in the capital of the country. And as the invasion over here grows and the protests grow, yeah, that's gonna happen. So that's just gone immediately. Literally, nothing's gonna be stopping that. Who is messaging me, bro? Nothing's gonna be stopping that at all. That's gone. And yeah, I think you're starting to realize now why the red team is so scared of there being a strong country inside of France again. And that's because of this. All the French countries are basically taking control of the strongest region in Europe. Now, the red team doesn't have much to worry for because these guys actually get rid of a lot of the land again, and that's going to be this land. They're actually going to completely get rid of it. They're going to basically say it's not French enough again. But really, it's going to be because they don't want a border with the red team. But that's okay because no one really lived there except for that one capital city. But that capital city kind of got burnt down in the war, anyways, so it's okay. Okay, I need to redraw this one border right here. Uh, nope, that looks bad. Oh yeah, that's better. Um, so yeah, they're gonna finalize those borders, and then they're also going to say that the red team should actually just surrender either this territory to them or just decolonize it like they have. And the red team themselves actually want to pull out of Europe now because it's a new military government, and they are saying that we should expand way more to the south to counteract the red team than continue to spend money on the north in Europe where no one really lives. And so they're actually going to agree. And this is basically a really big blow to the blue French guys because they were like, you know what, if the red gets so powerful, maybe if the red French gets so powerful, maybe the red team will just get involved and cook them for us and we won't have to go to war. But this has basically proven that the red team is trying to get a bail out of Europe as fast as possible. And basically, eventually, once they do this, all hell kind of breaks loose, and a lot of France starts rebelling too, and these guys are just not able to hold it off, which leads to their northern border actually getting way small. Whoa, maybe that was a little bit too small. Way smaller. I'm actually gonna cut their northern border down as well. So yeah, that's that. That has just become smaller as well. Uh, honestly, maybe I should just make it even smaller. Well, maybe I should. Maybe I will actually make it even smaller. Okay, maybe not. Uh, maybe I'll push it up with the red team. Also, maybe not. Okay, let's actually redraw this border because basically, so many like outside invasions are going to start happening probably in France now that these guys are probably going to be reforced to redraw the border anyways in the next few episodes. So we may as well just do it right now. And okay, that is nope. That looks horrible. This is the new France. A new France. New France. That looks good. I like that. Okay, so basically, now with this, what's going to start happening is probably just more French nationalism, if I'm being honest. Over here, same things happened since there was already a Dutch rebellion here a few episodes earlier. It's just gonna happen again. The Dutch are gonna say we want independence too. They're gonna start a rebellion. Major parts of the Dutch province are immediately going to fall, especially a lot of border villages on the on Red Team France and Red Team Netherlands area. Uh, yeah, that's gonna happen. Eventually, the rebels are probably gonna end up connecting and control the south, and then from there, the red team's gonna get forced to pull out. But these rebels are actually not gonna be able to actually make a country, which is probably gonna lead to them also kind of just collapsing. I think you see the big picture here. A lot of Europe is going to start collapsing because a lot of Europe doesn't actually have the population to sustain all these land. Like a lot of land, even for Poland, a lot of their land as well, really is really like empty. Um, the Austrians are actually not gonna die off. They're gonna move their capital though, because I think at this point they've expanded south so much, it makes more sense for their capital to be like down here than up there. And obviously, removing the capital removing the capital comes with a little cost of probably losing a lot of the northern population as well. But I think they honestly might be fine with that. I don't think it really matters to them just because a lot of that is frozen land anyways, you know. And also they honestly would, even me, I would like to be far away from the Polish, but they are actually going to expand a little bit, and that's going to be right here. So I think this is probably going to just enter them into the Balkan thing now, Balkan storyline. Yo, even in my notes, I wrote down European storyline. I didn't even like say what was actually gonna happen today because I knew it was gonna be so random. Uh, I think these guys will probably also get rid of that little thing. I think we're just starting to like simplify the borders a little bit in Europe. Just because you know why I'm actually doing this? Because the European storyline needs some spice, and I think I've messed up with it, so we're spicing it up. Okay, so with that, now what's gonna end up happening is probably going to be let me check my notes. I have no idea what's gonna happen after this. Central Europe, Moscow is done. Balkans. The Balkans. So all these guys were pretty chill with each other, but I think we need to finally start doing some stuff. These guys are going to go on an annexing rampage alongside these guys. These guys aren't going to annex, they're going to unite. But these guys are going to annex this thing. And basically, this is significant because it seems like all these guys want a united Balkan country once again to actually stand up to all these other foreign powers because no one's really taking them serious anymore. These guys emerge as probably a clear victor because them controlling all of this, and then these guys, the pink guys, though, actually have the support of the people over here who are currently split. With these guys saying that the country should be split in half, but the way they want to split it in half is really like weird. Like they want all this, and then they want the pink guys to have that, but the actual people want the entire, and from the entire country, it's like an 80-20 split. 80% want to join the pink team. And so the pink team basically starts moving in troops, and they're like, you know what? No, why should we listen to these guys? Let's just take all this land for ourselves, since the people want it as well. And the people actually take to arms and help the pink team military to overthrow the government and basically take this. And the pink team overthrowing the government to annex this is actually going to make these guys, Balkan Romanians, really mad, and that's going to be because they're going to be like, you know what, if they can do that to them, why can't they probably do it to our Romanian brothers over the border over here, and then they'll control us. Also, these Romanian guys are also probably going to start losing land now, just because the population, a lot of it has been completely destroyed from war. So actually, I will start doing that because basically a lot of their population has honestly immigrated into Balkan Romania, which is why I think their Romania just wouldn't exist as that big of a country anymore. I think even this is pushing it, and I think honestly it should be. It's probably. I think I'm just gonna get rid of it because I feel like it would have collapsed by now, with so many people having left it. So yeah, with that, I think we're done with Europe for today. And in the upcoming videos, we are definitely going to be expanding on the European storyline, hopefully, before episode 100, because I want at least one European superpower. I would say the Crimeans were European back when they had their colonies up here, but I think they're really just Asian now, because, this is like all the Mesopotamia stuff is honestly just Asia. Anyways, Poland is the strongest country in Europe now. I think that's actually European. If you want to count the red team, then I guess it's them. But yeah. With that, let's move to the south into Central Europe. I mean, Central African area. Now, this thing I told you guys was not about it last, but I forgot to remove it. I think actually the same episode this thing was taken over by these guys. That episode I was supposed to remove this, I'm pretty sure, but I forgot to. So we'll just start off with that. That's gone. that was supposed to be gone a while ago. Actually, though, a new country is also going to pop up. Uh, hmm, wait. Oh yeah. Okay, a new country is also going to pop up, and that country is going to be right here. It's actually gonna new country is gonna be right. Yo, let me think this through. I don't know how to do this. Where should the new country actually pop up? Probably along the coast, right? But I feel like no, because let's move them a little bit more inland. Yeah, right here. So a new country is actually going to pop up, and this new country, I want to say, okay, wait, new country is gonna pop up. I don't know how to make these borders, bro. New country finna pop up. Yeah, I wait. Let's erase this. All right, all right. New country gonna pop up. Let's take this color, paste it on top of this. Take that, take that color. Uh, oops, what did I just do? Okay, take that color, put it into green. Central African Kingdom. That's the republic. This is the kingdom. That's actually a really good color. I really like that color. These guys are probably gonna be a very strong African power. Just telling you. Actually, no, I want to move them. I don't want them to be here. I think it's more logical if they actually start off from the coast. They're going to start as a big coastal empire, like the Crimeans, kind of. It's about time that there was a Crimea inside of, you know, Africa. So they're gonna start off over here. All right. And these new guys are going to be completely economic. Now basically this is a combination of of a bunch of rich dudes from Lagos and a bunch of blue team investors who want to create a new country that's more focused on money than even the blue team. It's a combination of those two, and then a couple of runaway like political like refugees from here, from the red team era of this place, because you know they're kind of getting like cooked over there since the red team is gone now. Anyone that was low key, that was like allied with the red team is low key getting put in jail right now. So a lot of the runaways that are really rich are gonna end up there. That's like 4 people though, so it's okay. No one there. I refuse to believe anyone there that wasn't like a red team citizen from like the Arabian part of red team is rich. Cause like all the rich ones were Arabian like investors, and they're probably back in like the capital. They probably left like immediately when it started collapsing. But yeah. So blue team is actually gonna look for good alliances with these guys, and they are actually going to apply right off the bat to join the Blue Team African Alliance. But you know, we'll have to see in the later videos if they get accepted into that. I think we can leave that storyline over there and actually move on to the final thing. There is a new country appearing in the world again, and this one is going to be right above the Caspian Republic. Actually, maybe not. I was thinking about that, but then I was like, that would look really weird. So we will not be doing that. But yeah, I think with that I will end this video. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Today was a little bit short. I know. It's okay. We'll make a comeback next episode. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.